Use the referral link in the description to g2a.com for all of your Xbox codes, PlayStation codes and video games, and be sure to use the code CHES at checkout to get yourself 3% cashback. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 4 of Season 2 here in the Bayer Leverkusen career mode. Weirdly, we're 4 episodes in, we're in September, but we haven't yet played a game in the Bundesliga. We start the Bundesliga season today with a game against Leipzig away from home. Then we've Borussia Mönchengladbach at home before we'll have the traditional out of transfer window squad report. We were busy in the transfer window, not as busy as we might have liked to have been, but starting against his former team in game number 2 will be Thorgan Hazard, who's on the left-hand side of my midfield at present. We have Leander Dendoncker, our other new signing, in at centre-back. And Henriks has taken the first team spot on the right side of my defence. Bailey is going to stay for the time being on the right-hand side, and Julian Brandt will continue at cam. Golovin has taken Aaron Giese's first team spot for the foreseeable future, and Timo Werner is back from international duty with Germany at the World Cup for his first game of the season as well in a Leverkusen shirt. Now, I'm intrigued actually if it still shows me the World Cup and who won. I do want to quickly check if I can. I don't believe it's going to show me anymore, is it? No, it's not. Okay, great. Never mind then. We don't know who won the World Cup. I apologise. I wanted to check that. Anyway, Leipzig first. Drop the video a like if you enjoy. Subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on any further content. And without any further ado, we'll jump straight in. 4 at the back for Leipzig. Adriano? Formerly of Barcelona. I didn't realise he was still playing. It's their usual 4-2-2 for Leipzig. Stindl and Plie up top. Adriano at left back, Golaski in goals, always played well against me. Plie, the guy from Nice, he's been linked in real life, last time I saw, with a move to either West Ham or Newcastle. So, we'll see how good he is. Quite pacey, decent player. This could be quite an intriguing game, actually. Here's Agustin down the right-hand side. Overrun that. Hideki bowls it out. Bailey takes under control. Bruma's with me. Pretty damn quick, so I'm not actually going to be able to utilise Leon Bailey's pace too much if they're able to keep tabs on his runs, which they haven't been able to do that. And I'll pull that back. Straight to Upamecano. I should have finished that. And now Bruma will try and do the same to me, but thankfully Henriks is in the way. I'm so annoyed that I balls that up. Here's Timo Werner. Probably ball for Leon Bailey again. This time it most certainly is the right idea to put it back, but I tried to put it back to the wrong man. Here's Wendell. Oh, it's a poor pass. Now that's player. It's player, not plie. I had a quick look on my pronunciation website, and Alassane Player was how the French guy pronounced it, so I know that for future reference. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to take the lead in these opening few moments. I've ballsed up with a couple of my drill balls into the middle. What I might do, actually, is put Hazard on the right. I think I am still going to start with Bailey on the left. I think it's kind of or at least there was a habit of playing left footers on the right and right footers on the left, but I think I'm pretty old school. I think I like playing my right footers on the right and my left footers on the left, to be honest. I think it suits my play better. Timo Werner will turn here and look to try and find Julian Brandt, who looked to find Lars Bender, but he couldn't. Brandt turns, he'll find Golovin, and his shot is blocked. Can Thorgan Hazard win that back? He can. He's only got another factor in that decision, actually, is that Thorgan Hazard only has a 3-star weak foot. That's a lovely ball into Lars Bender and a good save by Golaski. Thorgan Hazard only has a 3-star weak foot, so using his left while on the right, or using his left while on the left, isn't actually going to be as good for me, as effective for me. So I think I've made that decision in the moment, in the opening 20 minutes of this game, that I am going to start Bailey on the left still and start Thorgan Hazard on the right, rather than vice versa. But they can both play on either wing, so it's not going to matter too much. But hopefully we'll be able to get enough goals and assists out of both players to warrant them playing in any position on the field. Golovin, play that over the top. Thorgan Hazard will bring it down well. Takes a good touch. It's a good cross. Upamecano gets there first. Impressive from Hazard to get away from the defender and get that all into the box. Decent cross. Upamecano again, the man underneath it. Good good centre-back, Upamecano. Whenever we've played against him, he's always played well, and it intrigues me into perhaps trying to sign him at some point in this save. Timo Werner will get that under control, turn, then look to bend it, but it's Orban this time that's in the way. Corner in again from Leon Bailey. Another good delivery. Headed away again, though. Brandt is there loitering on the edge of the box. That's going to come to Leander Dendoncker. And I shouldn't have committed to shooting. Golovin. Forward there into Timo Werner. Ding that over the top, looking for Torgan Hazard. Brings it down well. Not really too many people in the box. That's a great delivery. And Bailey. Well, we switched their wings from the start, and they have delivered. Torgan Hazard lofts it into the box. All he had to aim at was Leon Bailey. He found him. Great header from the Jamaican as well, and we lead in stoppage time at the end of the first half. Really pleased with that. Great ball in, great header. 1-0 Leverkusen. And a bit direct here, Leipzig, and that really didn't work. Strange decision right at the very beginning of the half. Torgan Hazard will get onto this and skip past the man that was in front of him. That was nicely done. And I see the run, and can I find the man? Timo Werner's there. Oh, that's beautiful! I'm very, very pleased with the way that Torgan Hazard is slotted. I am struggling to speak because I'm so excited. I'm very pleased with the way that Torgan Hazard has slotted into this lineup and immediately had an impact. Delivery was perfect. You see the keeper come and then change his mind. He's in that no man's land. If he came for it, he wouldn't have got there. He decided to stay on his line and just try and narrow the angle a little bit. But Werner gets there first and puts his foot straight through it. 2 assists for Torgan Hazard on debut. Dream game. Lovely ball by Bruma down the line to Lars Stindl. Dendoncker being drawn out of position here. Lars Stindl in the box. Oh, player. Oh, he's touched that over the line. Poor defending from me there. Very poor defending. I'll hold my hands up. That wasn't good enough. Thankfully, we haven't been punished for it, but I should have done much better. I committed to a challenge with Dendoncker that I shouldn't have done, and I should have tried to close the man down with the wing-back rather than drawing the centre-back out of position. Lars Stindl has another opportunity here for Leipzig, but thankfully that one was tamely straight at the keeper. Oh dear, that nearly took a turn there, didn't it? They're talking about Jesus Corona, who's just gone to Manchester United. £41.8 million was the fee that they paid for him, if my memory serves me correctly, from the transfer window yesterday. But 2-0 is what the scoreline is here after an hour. I am going to have to make sure that I turn up in the remaining 30 minutes to ensure that they don't get themselves back in it, because they are trying. Golovin. Out wide to Torgan Hazard. Back to Henrichs. Inside there to Brandt. Oh, tried to squeeze it to Timo Werner, but Brandt's first touch wasn't the best. He kind of got the ball stuck under his feet there. They're giving it back to me, though. Oh, that was accidental, but Golovin, that was disgusting. I need to see a replay of that. He just straight up scoop turned that through, through his legs. That was outrageous. It was accidental. I wasn't trying to do a scoop turn, but... Get destroyed! Lars Stindl. Oh, wow. Nothing came from it, and there wasn't really much in that highlight, but I'm putting that in because that was disgusting. Outrageous footwork from Golovin. We still have our 2-0 lead, but that might well be the best moment of the entire game. His player. Coming forward. I don't know whether to close him down or to narrow the angle to the man out wide. Augustin, good block by Jonathan Tah. That was a catch-22. I close the man down, he passes it. I try and jockey for the angle to stop him from passing, and he might shoot and score. 2 changes for me. Both wingers going off. Kai Havertz coming on the left, and Mitchell Weiser coming on the right. We'll see if any of them, or either of them, can be involved in this move. I think it's Kai Havertz in the middle there, but he seemed rather reluctant to actually push forward. Oh, I was trying to get around the corner to Aaron Gies as well, who's also come on at centre mid for Golovin. Lars Stindl, who was the man that was absolutely embarrassed by Golovin, gets himself an assist from Kevin Campbell to score against his former team to pull one back. Timo Werner scored against his former team for me here against Leipzig, and now Kevin Campbell has returned the favour. Thankfully, Leon Bailey had already scored one, and we had ourselves a 2-goal lead, because that's now been shortened to a single goal lead, and there's still maybe, depending on how much time that's added on at the end, enough left in the game for Leipzig to pull something back. 2 minutes added on. Lovely touch by Mitchell Weiss. He's just going to drive into the box, then I'm actually going to pull that back, waste a little bit of time, pull it back again. Aranguiz, well, why not with that much space? Oh, why not with that much space from the edge of the box? Game over, Leipzig. You may have pulled one back in the 89th, but in the 93rd, Aranguiz comes off the bench to say, yes, I'm still in contention for a first-team spot if you don't mind, Mr. Golovin. You might be scoop-turning the ball through people's legs, but have you put the ball into the back of the net like that so far this season? No, you have not. 3-1, game over. We're going to start the league season with a win away from home against Rasenballsport Leipzig with some really high-quality goals. To be fair, very high-quality goals. I'm delighted with the way that Torgan Hazard has started life here at Leverkusen, and now he's got to go and do it all over again against his former team. Let's go and play Borussia Mönchengladbach. Interestingly, between the two games, we've had this message, which is the first time this has happened to me outside of a window. As you can see, Akhmat Grozny, I believe are Polish, but I'm not sure, have agreed to pay the 7.2 release clause for Joel Pohjanpalo. So it appears that he will be leaving us in the next transfer window for 7.2 million. They are still negotiating contract terms, so it's not official yet, but one would presume that it will be sooner rather than later. But a loan offer here for Hakimi, and we're still getting transfer bids in now that the window has ended. £30.4 million for Julian Brandt, which I shall be rejecting, of course. It's valued at £30.5 million right now, Julian Brandt. I didn't realise that he was actually worth that much. Anyway, moving forward, we can now go and play Borussia Mönchengladbach. No, we can't go and play Borussia Mönchengladbach because a release clause has now been played for Niklas Lerm as well. £980,000 paid by Dresden. Pohjanpalo has agreed contract terms with Akhmat Grozny and he will be leaving, £6 million of which will be added to my transfer budget next transfer window. And transfer offer for Kevin Volland. Well, the bids are coming in now, aren't they? Let's negotiate. Kevin Volland. I want a fair whack for him because, you know, I'm going to want to, if I'm going to want to sign world-class players, I'm going to need the money to be able to do so. So I'll ask for 45, and hopefully they'll 40.1. That's a big jump, to be fair. They've jumped to 40.1. I'll ask for 43, and if they accept that, then superb, deal done. And they have accepted that. Superb. All right. Well, we're getting more transfer business done out of the window than we did when we were in it. Monthly scout update as well. 60 to 84 for Miguel Varela. I'll say no to that. We'll say no to you. Diego Gonzalez is a no as well. 71 to 94, though he looks pretty low rated already to start off with, so I'm going to say no. 54 to 72, that's a player that I'm just going to sign immediately and see what he looks like. Spanish kid, let's have a look, shall we? Vicente Lavado, centre mid. Okay technical stats at just 16 years of age. I'm intrigued by him. Physicals aren't that special, but I might start training him over Timo Baumann just to get him up to 60 rated to see what his overall potential is because, well, we'll find out in the squad report later. We'll be able to see it more accurately in the squad report later. But Timo Bauer has potential of an exciting prospect. So, again, late 80s, early 90s. So we have a lot of good prospects here at the club. It's just a case of whether they will grow enough to be able to have a considerable impact on the team between now and the end of the series. So it was Lavado, wasn't it? Let's start training him then. Passing. We'll start with his passing because obviously you want your central midfielders to be able to ping the ball about. Right. Now maybe we might get to that game against Borussia Mönchengladbach. Unfortunately, transfer talks between Niklas Lerm and Dresden have fallen through, so he won't be leaving. But the Pohjanpalo deal is done. Still waiting for confirmation that Kevin Volland has accepted contract terms. As of yet, no news of that. But let's go and head now into this second game eventually. And fingers crossed, we can get ourselves another set of 3 points. And actually what I needed to do and what I hadn't done to this point was that in the previous menu. So it's a permanent change. I'll do that after this, but we'll jump into the game now. Right then, Mönchengladbach, you sold a number of players in the transfer window, but Jan Sommer is still there in goal. Jose Geyer at left back, Vestergaard, Ginter and Dix at right back. Hermann, Kramer, Strobel and Marlos on the right, the Brazilian. Dermich and Vargas still up top. So despite selling a number of players, Their starting lineup still looks pretty similar. Demisi on the bench, who is a new signing for them. They sold Oscar Wendt, as we saw in the previous window. Now, will Torgan Hazard run riot against his former team? Wendell down the line. Bailey back to Bender, into Julian Brandt. To Dendoncker, out wide to Hazard. Not the best of first touches, but under control eventually. Timo Werner, bend that. I had enough last season of that happening to me. Golovin! Perhaps should have taken that a pace further. And then we might well have immediately fired back at Aranguiz with regards to my commentary piece at the end of the last game. But unfortunately, Golovin wasn't able to do it. We'll win that header hopefully with Henriks. Or, you know, just use your feet. Calm as you like. Golovin inside to Lars Bender. Across to Wendell. I'm actually going to draw this in looking for Timo Werner. It's a great ball. And Julian Brandt through the middle. And Jan Sommer with a great save. Bailey with a corner. Up we go. Herman heads away. Bailey should get to this first. Head it back into the middle. Good lad. Oh, okay, never mind. Dermot down to Marlos, who's very fast. But he can't be quick with the ball if he hasn't got it. We still might have another opportunity here. Werner, he's quick with the ball and without it. And still can't get the shot away. That will drop for Bailey. It won't drop for Bailey. It's Henriks. Hazard making the run.
This looks promising.
Can we find the ball for Brandt? We can. Jan Sommer has denied Julian Brandt twice. Similar sort of ball that led to Timo Werner's goal in the first game. More difficult because he had less space to work with there, Torgan Hazard and Timo Werner. Not Timo Werner. Julian Brandt had less space to work with than Timo Werner did in the earlier game. Right, Golovin. Similar sort of place for Aranguiz, but not enough space to get the shot away properly and find that far top corner. It appears there's going to be quite a battle between the Russian and the Chilean midfielders for that starting spot. I'm going to continue with Golovin for the time being because of the youth factor. But if Aranguiz is going to keep coming up with results whenever he plays, he'll get the opportunity in the next episode in our first Champions League game, then Golovin might have to fight to keep his first team spot. I just can't seem to get a goal in this opening half an hour. Then it's Golovin. He's the left back, sorry, the right back first. It's a lovely ball by Henriks. Torgan Hazard gets it under control. He's in the box. 3-star weak foot. Oh, I tried to pull it near post and it didn't quite work. Very nearly scoring. Oh, it took a deflection apparently. Bailey will deliver the corner. Very close to scoring against his former team. That's going to drop here to Julian Brandt, but it's taken its time before it actually reaches me. Then Donker shows good spatial awareness to turn. Turns out Jonathan Tah can't shoot. Henriks drills it in there to Lars Bender. Nice touch. There's Brandt. Timo Werner. Golovin is with me. And, oh, space for Torgan Hazard. I don't remember how to do the apology. Oh, I did it. Apologising against his former team. Hands up. Sorry, lads. Torgan Hazard scores his first goal for Bayer Leverkusen. What a debut and then second game he's had. 2 assists in the first, a goal in the second. Turns out maybe he was the better signing as opposed to Julian Draxler. Imagine what him and Draxler would be like in my team. Ooh. Dermot could let fly. Finds Vargas instead. He can shoot. Oh, well held by Hradecki. Hradecki's a strange goalkeeper in my experience so far. Some chances like that are headed for the top corner, he will absolutely pluck out the air and make a superb save. Other times, where all he needs to do is just catch a simple ball, he'll flap at it and cause me more problems than need be. So, I don't really know whether I rate him as a goalkeeper or not. There were a couple of calls to replace him in the comments section, and I may yet do that, depending on how he performs for the rest of the season. I may yet, until January, I may yet do that. Timo Horn was the name that was raised, and I'd consider that. And he's not been able to keep that out, but I don't think it matters who I've got in goal there. It's a good goal. Mönchengladbach firing back. See the run inside. Henriks is trying to keep with him, but can't, and just finds him. Tah, if he'd have stayed on the floor rather than trying to jump out of the way, oh, then he'd have easily stopped it. but he's jumped up. The shot's gone low, and Romero Bonfim makes it 1-1. Hazard. Werner's there. Turns well. Oh, Golovin, please! We'll pump forward. Win that, please. Well up, Jonathan. That time it was the right thing to do, to jump up in the air. Bailey into Golovin. We've got the runner there on the right, but we used Timo Werner. Brandt thought about it, but didn't. Here's Golovin, though. Golovin in space. Oh, good save, Jan Sommer. That was destined for the top corner. That would have been a fire back again. Aranguiz. He's played well here, Golovin. I have to give him his credit. It's going to drop here to him on the edge of the box. He's actually hurt himself there when taking that shot. He strikes it, and then the camera just pans away from him. You might have seen him in that previous highlight. He was holding his knee and waving to the bench. He's just there on the edge of the box. I think he's all right to continue, but he's got the little plaster symbol next, so I will take him off. I'll bring Aranguiz on, actually. Why not? 9 minutes to go. If I was still in the lead, I'd have brought on Baumgartlinger as a defensive player, but no. We'll go for the more attack-minded Aranguiz, or at least the more attack-capable Aranguiz. More of an all-round player than an out-and-out attacker, but still. Kramer gets that to Carvalho, who's just come on. Brandt trying to track with him and wins the ball back. Dink that into the middle. Now, can we end up winning the game? Maybe, if Leon Bailey can get this in his stride, but Dix has cock-blocked me at the final, potentially final opportunity of the game. And now Mönchengladbach are looking to get themselves a goal to win it at the other end. Brandt, Bailey's there again. Still, the defender is with him. Bender turns. There's an advantage somewhere. Here's Torgan Hazard. Still going. Out wide to Aranguiz. Delivers it to the back post. Bailey can't get there. Dix Cox blocks me again. Or cross blocks. Bailey with a delivery. Oh! Dendoncker with a very good header. But that's wide of the target. And that will be the end of the game, presumably. There's not really much time left for either side to go and get a winner. Unless I could do something right here, right now. Which I could not. A 1-1 draw. Frustrating, actually. I had a lot of chances in that game, but fair play to Jan Sommer. He was superb. Have a look at player ratings. If he didn't get, well, I think he should have got man of the match there. Torgan Hazard actually did in the end with the 8.6 with a good goal. Bayern draw against FC Köln, who have come back up, of course. Darmstadt win 2-1 against Werder Bremen. Ingolstadt win 2-1 against Hoffenheim. All three promoted sides having a decent start to the season, as it seems. Transfer for Dominic Kerr that I will negotiate. I thought about accepting that straight up, but I'll ask for 16, and if they come close to matching it, because that could be the difference, and they'll accept it. Thank you. We might be getting a really, really good transfer budget for January that I didn't think was going to materialise at the end of the window yesterday. Looks like we're going to be getting the deals done that we wanted to do in the summer before the January window, so we'll still have the money to spend. Right, let's end today's episode then with the usual squad report that we do at the end, or as we exit a transfer window. Hideki, no growth from him. I'm still not sure whether I want to keep him or sell him. I don't know at this stage. He's only 28, which for a goalkeeper is fine. Goalkeeper stats won't tend to drop until he reached like 33, so he may even grow a little bit more. Lerm is up 1. Contract talks fell through with Darmstadt. No growth from Jose Sarr, although kicking is up 3, reactions up 1 and jumping up 1. So a little bit of individual stat growth, but no overall yet. Weber's up 8. Oh, he's got a 5-star weak foot. Not bad for a goalkeeper. I shall continue to train him. Henriks is up 1 to 79, which is good news. Crucially, his physical stats are growing. Look, +3 for his acceleration, and his jumping's up 1 as well. Both tackling stats also up by 2, as is marking. Really pleased with that. Mitchell Weiss is still growing. He's only 24, to be fair. Not going to have a first-team spot this year, but will be crucial for me in a rotation spot. Julio Orellana, growing, up 1 overall. +3 on crossing, which is now 85. Very good. Hakimi up 1 overall. And he'll get a start in the next game in the Champions League. Sven Bender, he's another player that I want to move on. No growth, but no decline for him. I'm more worried about decline now because obviously I want to maximise profit from selling him. Jonathan Tah, little bit of growth from him. Nothing overall yet, but has brought in the attention of a couple of transfer offers so far. Dragovic, a little bit of individual growth, but nothing overall. Retsos, I am training him. And as you can see from his tackling stats, he's getting better. +1 overall at 76 now. Might start to train him elsewhere once his slide tackle gets to 80 and his stand tackle to 85, 86. Maybe start to train his passing and his touch and maybe make him, a better all-round centre-back. Tinjedvai, 78 rated. Growing well. Although not up overall yet. He's unhappy and wants to leave, but he's going to get some first-team football now that we're going to get into cup competitions. Wendell's up 1 to 80, which is good. Really like him. He's not amazing, but his physicality and his pace make up for his lack of technical ability. So he's a very good player. Kerr might be leaving us now, as we've seen. Baumgartlinger, no decline from him yet, but no interest in him either, unfortunately. Lars Bender, very, very good player. No decline from him. I wanted to keep him on for at least one more season before selling him on. Dendonker's up 1 to 81. He'll probably be long-term. My Lars Bender replacement, actually, unless, of course, we buy someone in that is much, much higher rated. Kai Havertz is up 1 to 82 at just 19 years of age. Did train him quite considerably last year, but it's nice to see that his natural growth is continuing this year. Antonio Ferrari is up 1 to 62. I don't think I'm training him, so nice to see him growing. Aaron Gies, no decline from him, which is good news. Obviously scored the 1 goal for me already. Timo Bauer up 3 to 60. I have trained him, but he's got potential to get to the late 80s as well, if not early 90s. Matthias Schulte is growing across the board. Good from him. Kainak up 1. He's loan listed. I could probably transfer list him now. I've got the youngsters in, but we'll wait and see what happens there. Golovin, a little bit of individual growth, but nothing overall yet. Hopefully he will continue to grow. I would train him, but I want to concentrate on the youth players right now. Julian Brandt up 1 to 83. Nice to see him continuing to grow, despite being played out of position. Torgan Hazard up 1 to 85. What a start to his time here. An average rating of 9 from his 2 games in a Bayer Leverkusen shirt. Thanks for telling me to sign him. Leon Bailey up 1 to 84. We know that he can get towards the late 80s as well. Shrek still out on loan. Ilario up 1 to 81. Hasn't been played yet, but will get a run out in the Champions League, as will Alexander Isak, who's up 1 to 74 now. And Timo Werner up 1 to 85, continuing to grow for him. 1 goal in his 2 games in the Bundesliga so far. Payam Palo, who will leave us in January, is up 1. No growth for Kevin Folland on an overall, but he has the chip shot trait. I didn't even know that was a trait, to be honest. But hopefully, sooner rather than later, that move for him away for 46 million will go through. And Xavier Cartier is growing nicely as well, up to, he too has potential to get to the late 80s, early 90s. I'll advance as far as the AZ Alkmaar game, or AZ Alkmaar game, to see if Kevin Folland deal goes through, which it hasn't, but I have had a transfer for Julian Baumgartlinger. This has been a better episode for transfers than any of the ones actually in the transfer window. I'll ask for 10. They probably won't pay it, but they might go a little bit higher. 8.2, I'll accept that. 8.2 is fine for a 30-year-old that I'm not going to play. So Kerr's leaving, Baumgartlinger's leaving. I might be looking for another central midfielder, maybe. We'll address it more when the players actually leave and the money comes in January. But I'll rotate slightly for this game against AZ Alkmaar. In fact, I'll rotate quite heavily for this game against AZ Alkmaar. I should be winning it quite considerably easily. And if we don't, then at least I know ahead of time that I can't rotate too heavily for the lesser teams in this competition. But I will try and get the youth players some football as and when I can. And I think the Deutsche Pokal starts soon as well, next month, I believe, yes. And we have a game against Heidenheim from the Zwei Bundesliga. I actually might be from the Dry Bundesliga. Of course, there are 3 leagues in Germany now in FIFA, and I'd forgotten that until exactly that moment. But anyway, drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on any further content. I'll see you next time.